It's Henry Wiederman. We're going to Stihl MS 194. I'm getting ready to put sealant right where the seals go. I did have a little bit of leakage issue. I'm just using a Q-tip. I'm going to put a small amount here. I did have a leak in that area, so I don't want to have it again. I like this sealant because it doesn't dry real quick. Some of them dry fast on you. And if you got to do what I got to do right now, put a little bit more than normal on it. You got to be careful because you have to have of course, you got to have the piston installed. So get up here in that seal area. Some people said they were doing it. I normally don't, but I had issues with this one, so it might be a future technique I'm just doing. All right, I got that seal area done where the seals go. I'm going to do the part on clamshell. Like I said, I don't normally do this, but I did have an unusual leak. Could be a little bit with a clamshell. You can see what I'm doing. Just using this Q-tip like a paintbrush and painting a light coat in here because it is a tight clearance. But I did have a small leak. Chased it down and I kept looking for it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I used pressure and found it. All right, so now I'm going to do the clamshell. I got my tool that I use. My tool. I love this tool. I'll move this over here for you. And now I'm just going to paint the surface here. I go a little bit heavy because it's like a spatula, and then I can spread it out. Make sure you don't get it down into the cavity. This has got a little void area, so you want to make sure I get it down in there. And I got a little hook. This has a nice little spatula paint system on it, so it works out pretty good. So I get that whole seal area. I go all the way to the outer edge because you never know where you're going to leak, and you want to paint that in. Especially up here around where I had the leak. I had that leak is right up around the seal area, right where this housing connects. And it was pretty prominent. So I don't want that again. Just take your time. Feel like an artist here painting. Get up in that seal area. Sometimes the surfaces aren't perfect. There could be offset. I check them with a file. I took a little bit and rechecked them again, found a high spot or two on the casing, so that could have been too. This is a clamshell off the old one that burned up. And then I got an OEM new cylinder. They didn't quite fit together. Little remnants on the OEM I had to clean up, but I took care of that. All right, get up in here, right where the seal goes. That's where my prominent area was. I got it painted pretty good. I'm going to slide it in there now. Let's cross our fingers, and then we'll let this cure a little bit. I'll let it sit. Let that sealant do its number. Remember the hole. There's a screw hole in this. This goes towards the clutch end, not the flywheel. We'll put that on there. I'll give it a little squish in my hand. I just want to take a peek. Yep, and get in contact. It'll do better once I put the bolts in. Remember, these are self-tapping. It doesn't come threaded, so you want to start these out right. You don't want to keep restarting and cross-threading them. You'll mess up the holes, and then it'll strip out on you, and then you'll be frustrated. So, okay, I'll compress this down. We'll use my wrench once I get the screw started. I'll compress this down. Let's cross our fingers, and we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this. I just snug them up first. I'll give them a couple little wraps. I'll recheck it again. I know we're tight. I think we got a good squish. I don't think we're going to have any leakage issues. I'll clean it up. Let's cross our fingers, all right? All right, Henry the Weeder Man out. Next will be pressure test, vacuum test, making sure that the sealant holds, making sure that nothing's out of killy-wonky, and then everything's good. Vacuum test on this. All right, Henry Wienerman out. This is a MS 194 Stihl. After putting it together, we'll see what happens. Cross your fingers. Henry Wienerman out.